Welcome back again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're having a good week. On Saturday we have the all-female card on Sky Sports, headlined by Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields for all the marbles. It's an undisputed fight at middleweight, but below that, as the chief support, we have another fantastic women's fight. ALYCIA BAUMGARDNER versus MAYER. And this is, again, another undisputed fight, but at super featherweight. We have the IBF and WBO champ, who is Mayer, and the other belts are held by Baumgardner, and the Ring Magazine belt is also on the line. So this is a major fight, which would probably headline any other woman's card in the world at any other time. However, quite wisely, I think, they being the respective promoters and Sky Sports have put these, really stacked this female card in a bid to promote women's boxing. And it's, thank God it's not on pay-per-view, because that would be business suicide. They're actually, as the old cliche goes, speculating to accumulate. They're putting everything on as a showcase, in the hope, and I think it's a very realistic hope, that they will draw more people into women's boxing. And I think it's a fantastic card. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think this is a real plus for both Sky TV and women's boxing in general. So let's talk a little bit about these two fighters, Mikaela Mayer and ALYCIA BAUMGARDNER. Now, both Americans. Mikaela Mayer has 17 wins, no defeats, no draws, and has 5 KOs. She hasn't had a stoppage since 2019. She's very big for the weight, 32 years old, so she's in a physical prime, and probably her athletic prime as well. 5'9", a very rangy looking woman for the weight, certainly. Has a style which is quite orthodox. She's orthodox stance, fires nice, I suppose you'd call them textbook punches, good variety of punches, very good boxing skills, controls the range well, uses that long reach, but can have a good old tear up when she decides she wants to have a good old tear up. She fought what was arguably the women's fight of the year last year, and that was against a French woman, a little fireball of a girl, little short-haired blonde girl called Hamadouche, Maeva Hamadouche. And they just tore into each other for 10 rounds. What a fantastic fight that was. If you haven't seen it, try and dig it out on Daily Motion or YouTube or somewhere. And yeah, like I say, Mikaela Mayer really proved that she can have a row as well as use the slick boxing and the textbook stuff. She can actually get down in the trenches and dig deep and come out on top, because Hamadouche did not stop throwing punches. She was absolutely relentless, fighting face first for the majority of the fight, but still, even though for long periods of it, not all of the fight, but for for big chunks of it, Mayer fought her at her own game and still walked away with a unanimous decision. It was a wide one. I think one of the guys had it, or one of the judges had it 100-90, which I thought was a very unfair on Hamadouche. I can't remember what I had it, 97, 93, 96, 94, something like that. But I did make Mayer the winner. Since then, in 2022, Mayer has fought Jessica Hahn, and that was a straightforward win, a very wide points win. Yeah, she dominated, basically. Mayer hasn't shown any kind of a bad chin, which she'll need a good chin against Baumgardner, because Baumgardner is a bit of a banger. And I think that those slick skills and the upright stance, the use of the long levers, controlling the range, the nice punch variety, definitely she has, I would say, superior skill set, more tools in her fistic box than ALYCIA BAUMGARDNER. However, let's talk a little bit about Baumgardner now, because Baumgardner is the puncher of the two. She has 12 wins, 1 defeat. She's 28 years old, so she's four years younger. I think she's about 3 inches shorter than the 5'9" Mayer. And the defeat on her record was early on in her career. She lost to a good woman as well, Christiana Lindatu. Lindatu, I think that's her name. Greek girl? I want to say she's Greek, but yeah. I think she's Greek. Lindatu sounds Greek, doesn't it? And she lost just like a split decision over 8 rounds, but that was, like I say, 4 years ago. And then she sort of, you know, bubbled under, had some half-decent wins, but then she came to England and beat the living tar out of Terry Harper. Now, that was a real coming-out party for Baumgardner. I have to be honest with you, I think I'd seen bits and pieces of Baumgardner before, but I didn't know a great deal about her. But when she came to England, she was extremely confident, I mean, exuded confidence, and actually appeared to intimidate Terry Harper. I always remember, I think it was at the weigh-in, this little cameo sticks in my mind because it kind of summed up the whole build-up to that fight, where both of the girls, Terry Harper and Baumgardner, were on the stage, and Baumgardner was just pushing in front of Terry Harper and bullying her, basically, flexing her muscles, and then Terry sort of meekly walked around her and just did a little bit of muscle flexing herself. But she weren't fooling anyone, and of course, once the fight started, I mean, there was only going to be one winner, and that wasn't Terry Harper. Baumgardner went after her. She's a much stockier, powerful-looking woman, quite big biceps, and you know, she looks like she's got that sort of cave woman look to her, where she's going to use all her weight and all her power in most of the punches she throws. But having said that, even though she proved against Terry Harper with that bizarre but quite frightening knockout win, I mean, where Terry was basically out on her feet, nevertheless, despite the power's clearly there, especially in the right hand, but since then she's had one fight. I mean, the Harper win was at the back end of 2021, and since then she's fought once, Baumgardner has, against Edith Matisse. And Matisse had a lot of defeats on her record, and going in was expected to be sort of disposed of in a similar fashion to how Terry Harper was gotten rid of. Especially as Edith Matisse was, I think, 40, 42, 41, 42, something like that. Early 40s anyway. And Matisse went the distance. Now, a lot of people were disappointed, and it wasn't a particularly entertaining fight. It was very one-sided. And Matisse, you know, I think she had something like 16, 17 wins and 10, 12 defeats or something like that. Very, very, very patchy record. But she had all that experience, and she used it. And she kind of taught Baumgardner a few lessons. And Baumgardner actually held her boxing together quite well. But I got the feeling that fight, even though Baumgardner's already a world champ, I got the feeling that was a learning fight for Baumgardner. She went the 10-round distance. She was forced to box. She couldn't land the big punches. But to her credit, she didn't like slip into that fall in love with your own power mentality. She actually did try to box Matisse, who was awkward and was looking to survive, and I thought Baumgardner was a little bit unfairly criticised for that performance. So I guess better pick a winner then. Well, I'm going to go quite confidently for Mikaela Mayer to win on points. I don't think she knocks out Baumgardner. I think she'll probably win about, of the 10 rounds, I will go for a 97-93 card. So what's that, 7 rounds to 3? Yeah. Maybe 6-4, 6-4, 7-3, that sort of area. I think Mikaela Mayer will hold it together mentally, emotionally she'll hold it together. The two things are often confused. One's mentality, and I mean, you can be very confident, but you can let your emotions rule you. And I think if she holds it together mentally and emotionally, and she sticks to her boxing, her nice textbook boxing, and varies her punches and sticks that, you know, big battering ram jab out, and keeps Baumgardner honest and prevents her from using her power, I think what we might see is Baumgardner either getting frustrated that she can't land the power, or slipping into what would ultimately be pretty much a mistake, where she tries to actually box Mayer, and I think Mayer will win most of the rounds. Not comfortably, yeah, but it won't be easy. I mean, Baumgardner is a physically, apart from her reasonably underrated boxing skills and her obvious power, she's physically very strong. So In the clinches, it can be interesting. Having said that, Mayer herself is very big for the weight. So, yeah, I just think that there may be instances where the girls get up close and start mauling and exchanging a little bit, but I think it would be a big mistake for Mayer to start trying to have a tear up or trying to have a banging match with Baumgardner. I think that would give Baumgardner a chance of winning, and I certainly wouldn't rule her out entirely. I think she's an underdog, but she's definitely a live underdog. But I think Mayer will win this on points by boxing, by using her intelligence, her ring craft, her IQ, and her experience, because I think she does have more experience at the higher level than ALYCIA BAUMGARDNER. But Baumgardner's coming to knock her out. I mean, if you see all the trash talk that's been going on for some time now, I'm not on Twitter or any of that stuff, but I have seen interviews with these two ladies, and Baumgardner wants to knock her out. And Baumgardner seems the more emotionally charged of the two, and I think that might come back to bite her in the bum. I think emotionally, Mikaela will hold it together and might frustrate Baumgardner after 3 rounds, 2-3 rounds. And I think she'll probably win the fight mentally, as well as using her physical tools. So I'm going for a Mikaela Mayer win, unanimous decision, 96-94. 97-93 is my personal pick for a card. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to do a preview of Shields and Marshall, of course, at some point. But this is, as far as, you know, the main undercard fight goes, the what do they call it, the lead supporting act, or whatever you want to call it. This is a real barn burner. I think this could be a really good fight. So let me know what you think. You're looking forward to this fight? What do you think? Who do you think's going to win? Have you seen either of these ladies fight before? Women's boxing flying, doing really well, growing all the time. This is what I love about watching women's boxing. I like watching the evolution of it. Because of course I'm old enough to remember when there were good women boxers, but women's boxing in general was out in the wilderness. It didn't really exist in any structured format. So this last 10-12 years, this renaissance period, has been really, really great to watch it evolve, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And I think this will add to the legacy and provide even more of a platform for other female fighters. Let me know what you think. Thank you as always for listening. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, double jab it. Keep punching. We'll speak again soon. Bye bye for now.